This week on The Men Tell All.
What you need me to be. I feel very, very sorry for whoever you end up with.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back again. Today we're going to be talking about The Bachelorette Season 21, Episode 9. This is the Men Tell All special, so let's get right into it. So the episode actually begins with Grant calling his mom to let her know that he was selected to be the next Bachelor, and I thought that was super dope to hear her reaction. So then we get going with the Men Tell All. The thing about the Men Tell All is that you, and the Women Tell All, like when it's the Bachelor, you always got people that you don't even remember, and of course people that you don't want to see at all. But before we start with the Men Tell All, Jesse tells us that we're going to find out what happened last night with Jenn and Devin. So we go back to the beautiful island of Hawaii. Remember, Devin is spiraling with anxiety and stress, so he goes to find Jenn to her hotel room. She was actually happy to see him, but he says, "I'm here to have a tough conversation." He says, "I'm in a weird space with my feelings. I'm wondering where your head is at. I should have brought this up in overnights, but I didn't want to pressure you." He continues to explain that he's felt like a second, third option in the past, and it scares him to think that this could be the case here, especially because he's already opened up so much about being in love with her. Jenn responds by saying that she's not the best with her words and not the best at communicating as he is, and she doesn't know how to be super expressive. She says that she doesn't know how to be in a healthy relationship. And I thought that was pretty alarming, I gotta say. It really is, and that comment kind of proved to me that this girl definitely ain't ready for no damn engagement. But she continues to say things to him, and then eventually she says to Devin, "I do love you, you freaking idiot. I do." Wow. Listen, if a girl told me that, I would be very happy. And I think Devin felt extremely happy, and everything just went back to harmony because she finally said it back. It's all he wanted to hear. And she said it more than once, too. So good for Devin. But the show must go on, so it's time for the rose ceremony. Jonathan, Marcus, and Devin. I kind of already knew how this was going to go, but let's get to it. So Jenn comes out and tells them how important this week was and whatever. But then she picks up the first rose, and it goes to Devin, of course, and then the final one goes to Marcus. Wow. So Jonathan didn't get one. Marcus, here's the thing. He done told Jenn he don't love her in a million ways. While Jonathan was having a beautiful conversation about having mixed babies the other night and living together, but Jenn Tran chose Marcus over Jonathan. Girl, bye. Then she takes him to say goodbye, and then she says, "How you doing?" "How you doing?" Girl, what type of question is that? Jonathan told her that he definitely takes accountability for taking a little too long and not going in stronger and quicker. He even says something about last night where he was walking down the beach and saw two chairs, and he really did picture a future with them too. It was heartbreaking. He tells her that she's incredible, and then he leaves. When he gets on that van and I see tears coming down that man's face, I was so sad because he kept saying, "I could have done better. I could have done more." Damn. So he even said something about, "I'm tired of standing in my own way." So then we go back to the studio and Jonathan's ready to come out. So he's out. Jonathan says that he felt free. He felt like he connected with Jenn right away. He was definitely into her. Then a guy named Ricky starts talking about him not getting a rose. Can we stop giving so much screen time to people who didn't even make it to 9-1? No shade, but like, who are you? But I will make an exception for Brett only because social media loved him, and it was so funny. He showed a lot of text messages that he got on his DMs, and damn, some of these people are crazy. There's some freaks. The men then all look at some of the challenges that they all had to do throughout the season, from football to taking care of the sheep to the strip show and drama that came out of it. And most of those situations, the common denominator was a redhead, thirsty, cringe narcissist by the name of Sam and a little minion by the name of Thomas. And that guy by the name of Aaron, who happens to be Noah's brother, I ain't even going to drag him like I should. But overall, there was a lot of drama this season. So after watching that package, Aaron begins by saying that he thinks he's more mature than most of the men are. So he felt like many of the guys who were not mature, he thought he should tell Jenn about it. Someone then says, well, who are you talking about when you left and told her that? And Aaron says that he was talking specifically about Devin, Sam N, and Spencer. Spencer took that by surprise. He was like, what? Aaron says, yeah, look, I've been divorced, and when I saw you having that chat with her about your ex, it looked like you were not healed. Spencer says, you don't know me, and of course I'm going to be uncomfortable talking about my fiance who cheated on me. That doesn't mean that I'm not healed. The guys stick up for Spencer, and someone even says, you need to go back and get that book you gave to Devin and read it. Aaron says that the book was for Devin to better himself. Someone asks him, are you a psychologist? Like, what the hell? And then his brother happened to be in the audience because he had a similar situation with the book. But he says he wasn't a fan of Aaron doing it. Then Jesse asks Aaron, well, you told us why you thought Spencer wasn't mature, but what about Sam N? Jesse says that, Sam, you told Jenn you were falling in love on that stage. Why? And he says that he wanted Jenn to know. He admits that it backfired, but he said that, he just said it. Then, of course, the other guys gave their 2 cents about that as well. So then they touch on Sam and his feud with Devin. So Sam and Thomas bring up how Devin had promised them that he was going to give them time. This happened so long ago, I can't even remember. But then Jeremy finally jumps in, and he wasn't, by the way, Jeremy, considering he made it to hometowns, he didn't really say too much on the men to all, but he did jump in here and said, Devin's not here, so I'm going to defend him. And then he says, Devin actually kept the main thing, which was Jenn. And then they all go in on Sam, which was so refreshing. They compared him to a Mean Girls character. They said that he didn't keep the main thing. He was obsessed with Devin the whole time. So then Jesse calls Sam up to the stage. They take a look back on his time on the show. I also want to tell everyone I told you so, because from night 1, y'all can go back to my video, I knew he was a problem and I said it. But yeah, they show his time from night 1 up until the day that he left. After watching that, he says that he never had to explain why he loved someone before. He just felt it. He feels like he was put on the spot. But according to him, he did love her. Jesse says, really? Are you sure? Did you really love her? And Sam says, yeah, for sure. Then they open it up to the panel, and Hakeem says that he has sisters, and if one of them brought a guy home who claimed he loved her but couldn't explain it, then yeah, he would have an issue with that. Spencer brings up that what's his name? Sam called Jenn dull when he left. Sam's response is that her eyes were dull that day because their communication was through their eyes. He's such a weirdo. Jeremy then says, well, I don't know where Sam's eyes were. I don't know if they were on Jenn or maybe they were probably on Daisy or Maria. Oh. Sam says, we can't lie. All of us thought that the Bachelorette was going to be Maria or Daisy. But he does apologize and says that he can work from his mistakes. If he means it, that's good, I guess. I don't believe a word that he says, but that's what he said. But one of the things I will say, though, is that him saying that everyone thought Maria or Daisy were going to be the Bachelorette, it confirms what the rumors were, that was a whole drama with Jenn. I don't even want to get into it, but my point is Maria was going to be the Bachelorette, and then it was Daisy, and then none of them did it, so it was Jenn eventually. Okay, so after that, Jonathan goes to the hot seat. With him as well, they showed his entire journey, and I don't think none of us would have ever believed that him from night 1 would have came this far, because he came with not showing his face. But they really did have a great connection, and just by the looks alone, they look like a great couple. So they watch all that footage, and then Jonathan says that it's hard watching that. He still regrets not getting there quicker, and he says that they had a great foundation, which was a great friendship. He says that she was very attentive, and she would make him feel good. Jesse asks Jonathan if he's still single because there is a beach opening up this summer. So Jesse says Jonathan is the first person that's cordially invited to the beach, aka Bachelor in Paradise. I can't wait. I love Paradise, even though we're not going to get it until 2025, which sucks. They then bring out the next Bachelor, Grant Ellis. I would also like to say that I also put this out in the universe before it was announced. But he's super excited, and he's so excited. He says that so are his family members. They go ahead and show his connection with Jen, which was pretty good. They had a lot of good moments. And after watching that, he says that he really did like Jen. She was very receptive and created a safe space for him. Whatever, none of that really matters anymore because he's the Bachelor, so that's good. Jesse also said that there's over 10,000 women that applied to be on the show. So he says that he's looking for internal beauty as well, someone who's nice, someone who he can love forever. So I can't wait for that. So finally they bring out Jen. She says she felt great about having a good group of guys who could have great conversations. Then her and Jonathan address each other, and you can tell Jonathan is still a little in love with her. It's a little awkward, but it is what it is. Then it was funny, they kind of teased Sam N about Jen being his first girlfriend, and he took it in a good way, though. He joked along. As far as Thomas, Jen says that she's still surprised that he took time to talk to another man instead of talking to her. She does appreciate that they bonded over their families, being from the same culture. And she says that you never know. If things would have gone well in the beginning, they could have probably even made it further. Then it's time for Jen to talk to Sam. And Jen was mad. She says that after seeing the season, she sees how rude, arrogant, and disrespectful he treated the other men and how everything revolved around him. She says that he doubled down after the season and that his family has been coming out batting for him and he's been blaming producers. I haven't heard about that, but she was feisty. She says that he needs to take accountability and grow from this because if he doesn't, she's going to feel very bad for the woman who he ends up with because he is delusional. Wow. He just says thank you for our journey and whatever. Then Grant says that out of this experience he will take being able to be himself. Jen says congratulations to him, and he is going to do amazing because he truly opened his heart. Jen then opens up about being the first Asian bachelorette and how Asians are represented in the media. She says that a lot of Asians, especially Vietnamese people, have been very supportive of her and seeing some of that culture on prime time is a big deal. I'm glad about that. Charity and Tatum were there and they gave an update. They are planning their wedding, which is awesome. And then ABC gave them a trip to Greece. And after that point, it was just kind of little extra stuff like bloopers and stuff like that, which were funny. They looked back at Hakeem's spider moment, and then they brought a huge spider and put it on his slab. I hate that they did that to him. And then they invited him to paradise as well, and that was it. Next week will be the grand finale. I can't wait. To be honest, this men tell all was kind of boring. I wanted to see what happened with Devin in that situation. I feel bad for Jonathan. But other than that, this could have been an hour. It did not need to be 2 hours, ABC. You could have done this into a 1 hour show. There's no reason why it had to be two. But anyway, you guys, let me know what your thoughts were. Were you surprised that she eliminated Jonathan and kept Marcus? Let me know. What do you think about the men tell all? Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all next time. You have a great one. Bye.